So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever.
Yeah, I was wondering what she was saying there at first. I wasn't quite sure, and I'll forget, you have to edit this part out.
Confident this border's secure.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
Okay. Do you have any plans?
20,000 people a day just walking in. She said it's secure.
Yeah.
Her fucking head ain't secure, man. Jesus Christ, she got them woke brain worms so bad they're just eating away at her brain every day, man.
They're starving.
There's not much left. There's not much food left up there. You better eat some kind of shit that builds your brain power.
Maybe they transferred from Biden, crawled into her ear. They're like, we're all done here.
Pretty soon she'll start falling down and tripping and going like this.
Yeah. Next it'll be Gavin Newsom.
Oh, shit.
To visit the border.
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I don't understand the point that you're making.
What a dumb shit.
Space is exciting. It spurs our imaginations, and it forces us to ask big questions. Space, it affects us all, and it connects us all.
One of the things I'm most excited about. But the other, you guys are going to see, you're going to literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes.
Oh my goodness.
With your own eyes, I'm telling you, it is going to be unbelievable. So that's one of the things we can do here too.
We got these kids from Acme School of the Blind.
Yeah.
Made them take all their glasses off and shit. Took away their canes so they couldn't go anywhere.
Did Democrats fail, past Democratic presidents, congressional leaders, to not codify Roe v. Wade over the past 5 decades?
I think that, to be very honest with you, I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled. Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
Which is why we will work together and continue.
She talks and like nothing comes out. I mean, she talks and there's words, but there's nothing to connect.
They don't form sentences.
I mean, she's like almost like Biden. Biden just spurts out shit, but she just rambles about anything that comes to her head. Fucking amazing, and she's going to be president. Kamala Harris.
Work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work together on. And I know we will work on this together. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
You can go back to the passage of time.
She thinks that if she says the same words but just does her hands differently.
And she'll say the sentence and then take these words and put them at the beginning and put the words back at the end and say them again. She could say the same thing 5 different ways. That's,
Yeah, I couldn't remember hitting the record button. I want to make sure it did.
When we talk about our children, I know for this group, we all believe that when we talk about the children of the community, they are the children of the community.
Oh, shit.
Wow, man. I just learned something, man. Children of the community are children of the community.
No, but when I'm talking about the apple in the fridge, I'm talking about the apple in the fridge.
Yeah, and the apple just happens to be in the fridge. Did I put the apple in the fridge? But the apple is in the fridge.
And now we have an apple in the fridge.
But before, we had an apple in the fridge, but now we have an apple in the fridge. I love apples.
As long as they're in the fridge.
And they forgot. They forgot to ask her about the border before this, you know. They'll say, what about the border? And she starts talking about the apple in the refrigerator. And she lived in a middle-class neighborhood. So fucking what? You even talked about the lice lawns and shit. I bet you. Yeah, right. AstroTurf.
My neighbor was molested.
Campaign with the plan. Uppercase T, uppercase P, the plan. And then the environment is such that we're expected to defend the plan. Please don't do that. Hilarious.
But I see that over the summer, there have been like protests and demonstrations in astronomical numbers standing with Palestine. But then just a few days ago, there were funds allocated to continue backing Israel, which hurts my heart because it's an ethnic genocide and the displacement of people, the same that happened in America. And I'm sure you're aware of this. And I bring this up also because of the issue of how Americans are struggling because of lack of health care, public health care, lack of affordable housing, and all this money ends up going to and funding Israel and backing Saudi Arabia and whatnot. And I think that the people have spoken very often in what they do need, and I feel like there's a lack of listening, and I just feel like I need to bring this up because it affects my life and people I really care about's life, and it's just something I have to bring up.
I hope she doesn't grow up to be president.
Oh, man.
I was like, God damn, I'm kind of getting annoyed at her, too.
No.
I'm glad you did. And again, this is about the fact that your voice, your perspective, your experience, your truth should not be suppressed. Because I represent the whole.
Often these people say your truth or my truth. You know, you can say 2 and 2 is 4. No, it's not. It's 5 because it's my truth. That I'd like to take a few words out of the English language, like my truth and a few other things.
The United States of America.
Jesus Christ. I'll just like to fuck her tied to a pole and sew her fucking lips shut, man. God damn, she's fucking irritating, man.
Vice President Kamala Harris looks to be a shoo-in for the Democratic nomination, following Joe Biden's dramatic exit from the race. But many commentators are saying Kamala Harris is no better than Joe Biden when her litany of fumbles, mumbles, and gaffes are examined. Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Danica DiGiorgio, and Megyn Kelly take a look at Kamala.
Megyn Kelly's on Sky?
Mm-hmm.
I thought she had her own thing.
I think she does, dude. I think she might guest star on Sky. I'll have to check into that. I'm not sure.
Cringiest moments. Kamala Harris may well be an election away from being the leader of the free world.
I hope
But
not,
instead of knuckling down and getting serious, the Veep is as cringy as ever.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do.
Yeah, he's pissed off like a motherfucker at her, man.
Yeah, well, he's been throwing her under the bus every chance he gets. He'd be like,
yeah, she helped me do this.
Yeah.
I've seen him do that a few times, you know. Well, yeah, she helped me write these bills. Oh yeah, she did half of everything I did.
Yeah. But she was a major player in
yeah. Major player. Yeah, he's gonna throw her under the bus because they fucking threw him out, so he's pissed now, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna fuck around with her, and every chance he gets.
I bet he's voting Trump.
I bet he does. I bet you any money he does. He's pissed, and I don't blame him. I mean, he could have lost, he could have lost on his own, I don't need her helping him.
And we did, everybody did that.
It's Mitchell.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
Punch her in the fucking mouth. I hate that goddamn echoing ass
I
laugh.
love you, Joe.
Sky News All-Star Rita Panahi blasted Kamala Harris for her incompetence and idiocy.
Yes, that's Kamala Harris, the inept, radically left and wildly unpopular vice president, who is now being presented as the Democrats' great hope. The woman who has not won a single presidential primary.
Yeah,
a Californian from San Francisco with a voting record in the Senate that is radically left.
I seen a thing where she can't even keep a staff. They all quit because they can't stand to be around her.
Well, could you listen to that?
No, plus she's a bitch. She treats her staff like shit. But like I said, they said there's such a big turnover of staff for her, man, that nobody wants to stay.
And she did run for president, like against Joe Biden 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and she was like one of the first people to drop out.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes her. Even a lot of the Democrats don't like her, man. But they're kind of forced to, they're forced.
Well, they don't get the money if they choose another candidate.
Exactly, yeah.
She's disliked by her own, let alone the average American. And pollsters, including Matt Towery, are already laying bare how unpopular Kamala is in the crucial swing states. The polling shows she's even less popular than Biden among independents those.
That's another thing that pisses me off, especially like CNN and MSNBC. They keep saying, like a lot of times they say she's tied with Trump, or she's leading. She's leading in the polls against Trump. Then you watch some other shit and they say, she's at 37% or something. So a lot of these, left-wing stations are gonna, lie, about the polls and stuff. But I don't see how anybody would vote for this bitch, man. I really don't.
Well, if you're not here legally.
Well, that's one of the main reasons I think they're here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving them fucking drivers, they're giving them driver's licenses without testing them and shit, and giving them all this shit, and yeah, they're going to vote for her. Yeah, give me more, bitch, give me more.
Yeah, plus they want to get their family in there and stuff. They don't want to get deported.
No.
I mean, they can kill people and not go to jail here.
Yeah, exactly. They got almost a 400,000 criminals, violent criminals, that were convicted in their countries, and they're roaming around this country free. They just turned them loose.
Yeah.
And then they're denying all this crime and murders and rapes and burglaries and break-ins are going on. They deny that, and it's bullshit. I've watched videos of people that actually experience this shit. The guy had his security cameras in his house, and you see the guy breaking in his house. And then that's not happening. Bullshit.
States. Indeed, across America, Kamala has proven to be less popular than the least popular president of our time. She has consistently lied to the American people about Biden's cognitive decline.
At least she has
millions of Americans gave their primary vote to Biden. Their votes mean nothing tonight.
She also goes on to slam the Democrats for threatening democracy, despite labeling Donald Trump as a threat to democracy.
And millions of Americans gave their primary vote to Biden. Their votes mean nothing tonight. The Democrats have shown again and again, though they bleat endlessly about threats to democracy, they care little about democracy. They have weaponized the justice.
Coup against Biden. They just said, no, fuck you, get the fuck out. Here's what we're running. She didn't win it. A lot of those guys are pissed off because they didn't even have a chance to try to be vice president. They just automatically, here you go, and that's it. Then Biden, she's supposed to be black, but Biden said, I'm picking a black woman for vice president. Oh, yeah, you dumb fucking...
Is that when she turned black?
Yeah.
When he was looking for a black vice president?
Yeah, she turned black then.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen her on TV. Oh, yeah, my Indian heritage. Oh, yeah, my Indian, my Indian cooking, my Indian... Then she wants to appeal to the black people, so she says, oh, yeah, I cook a mean... What was that? Mean greens. And she was talking about I cook a mean pot of greens. I make so many. Everybody wants my greens so bad that I put them in the bathtub. I mean, and she switches accents. I mean, she's done an urban accent, she's done a southern accent, she tries a Jamaican accent and tried a Hispanic accent so far. And, people have to know better. She's trying to use that to appeal to people. And fuck you, Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, dude. But
well, all the people watching her busted and paid to be there anyway, so I don't think they have an opinion.
Well, they busted from, I seen them, this guy was recording them and he followed. They were at Run Rally, I heard, and then there's a whole shit ton of buses pulled up, picked them people up, and then brought them to the next one.
You'd have to pay me and listen to it twice.
I know. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for free. That's for damn sure. Trump fills arenas and shit. You don't have to.
Even when they're getting shot, they still get their I ain't leaving.
She's got to pay people to listen to her. On that laugh, man, I swear, I'd punch her in the face if she laughed like that in front of me, man. I would. I get on my nerves so bad, man.
System to try to imprison their chief political rival, and now they're going to ignore the votes of 14 million Americans who voted for Biden in the Democratic primary, and they'll install Kamala as the candidate.
Sky News contributor Megyn Kelly agrees, saying Kamala Harris is a fool and she won't win the popular vote.
I'm sorry to be ad hominem, but she's a fool. She's not a smart person. If you listen to her, as I have now for so many years, you glean that she is faking it. She thinks she's Oprah with her attempts at profundity that never land. We will be unburdened by what has been. It's her only line. She says it all the time. Her other line is about Venn diagrams, just equally stupid. And her attempt to take complex topics and reduce them down into small, digestible bits is the most offensive to me, because that happens to be what I do for a living, what you, Paul, do for a living. And it does actually take some skill and some research and some knowledge. You have to learn it forward and backward before you can explain it in a very easy to understand way to your audience. She doesn't get it. It doesn't require speaking to people like they're four, but that's her level of communication. So that person's not going to be the first female president. It's not going to happen. I would bet everything I have on it. The only way it's happening is the Democrat machine. And let's face it, some potential shenanigans at the voter box. Last time around, you don't have to believe that they switched votes like with Dominion or Smartmatic to believe that there was cheating. Just look what they did in Pennsylvania, where they changed the rules and you can do all this mail-in balloting for a month beforehand, which we had never had before. Who's receiving those votes, who's accepting those votes. Those votes can be received even if they weren't postmarked by Election Day. That's one way we know they manipulated the last election, and they're really good at it. So that's her best shot, but the overwhelming odds are against her.
And in the lead up to the Democratic convention, Sky News All-Star Danica DiGiorgio has exposed Kamala Harris's cringiest moments.
Now it's time for lefties losing it, starting with the bumbling, bizarre, broken record.
I just know we should look at her for a minute.
Oh man, she's cute. Well, she's probably saying, "Oh fuck, I gotta watch Kamala again." God damn it! Fuck that! Fuck, I gotta see this shit. I'm tired of this shit, man.
Kamala Harris and her strange and quite frankly abnormal obsession with repeating the same lines over and over and over and over.
I'm sick of
This
it.
is going to be a humbling thing I'm about to share with you. If someone is 18 years old today, they were born in 2005. I love Gen Z. I love Gen Z. It will be a humbling moment for some of us to realize that anyone who is 18 now was born in 2005. I love Gen Z. I love Gen Z.
You do, you
So,
fucking woke bitch.
think about this. Okay, first of all, it's going to be humbling for many of us when you remember or realize that someone who is 18 now was born in 2005.
I just
I have to
said
tell you,
that.
I love Gen Z.
Yes, I know, but I love Gen Z, and it will be a humbling fact to many of
Trying to
us
get their
when we
vote.
realize that anyone who is 18 today, they were born in 2005.
My humble apologies to Gen Z and anyone born in 2005. And even more apologies to Americans who could soon be burdened by what might be.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been.
Philosopher Kamala.
Yeah.
What a pathetic person, man. She's a waste of human skin.
She should put out a book called
Her
The
father,
Cackle.
when she was born, her father should have stuffed her right back in her mother's pussy and sewed it shut, man. I believe in sewing shit shut.
Yeah.
Sew her fucking lips shut. Sew her fucking eyelids shut.
You would have sewn it shut, and you hear it like echoing side.
Yeah, I can hear.
She laughs like Beavis, kind of.
Yeah.
She's the female Beavis.
No, my ex-wife used to fucking hate Beavis and Butthead. She hated that laugh. Well, I bet she loves Kamala, though. I'm going to call her Kamala because they say, they get on, they get pissed off when people, they say people mispronounce her name on purpose. They showed a compilation of all these big time Democrats, even fucking Biden. Kamala, Kamala, you know, and then they're always like, yeah, they mispronounce. They talk about Republican people that don't like them. You know, oh yeah, they're just mispronouncing her name on purpose.
Yeah.
And all these guys, even including Biden, called her Kamala.
Be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be.
I don't make no fucking
unburdened by
sense
what
to
has
me,
been.
man. Sneaky. Yeah, she's just fucking rambling. They ask her questions, you know, blah, 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 blah. I think she's got woke Biden brainworms, man. They're just completely just fucking eating her brain up a little bit at a time, making her repeat her. But she'll say these, she'll get a sentence, and then wherever she goes, she says this new sentence, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's disgusting, man.
Who we can be, unburdened by who we have been.
Even the same arm every time. Can someone please unburden me from the shackles of that video?
Can you imagine her being president and giving a fucking speech? Man, she'll be cackling and saying the same thing over and over and philosophizing.
Well, imagine if she goes to meet with Putin or Xi or Kim Jong-un. They're just, as soon as she walks out the door, they're just going to hit the nuke button. Like, fuck that. Like,
fuck America.
Yeah. We're doing them a favor.
Put up with this shit for maybe 8 years. Nah, boom, nuke them.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
But Mr. Putin, think about the innocent people in the U.S. I'm doing them a favor. Like, yeah. You're telling me this? Listen to her laugh is better than me nuking them?
I'd rather be tied to the fucking stake out in the desert and fucking pour honey on me and have the fire ants chew on me, man. Jesus Christ,